All right, now we're looking at problem 12 and 13, still on the chapter 8 test review. And let's get right to it. It says Asta made a fraction number line to help her find 3 times 4/5. So she made this number line to help her solve this problem. So she's counting by 4/5. We can see that. Oops. So we have one jump to 4/5, a second jump to now 8/5. See, we're counting by 4/5. 4/5, 8/5, a third jump to 12/5. So our 3 is represented by our 3 jumps. Our 4/5 is represented by what we're counting by for each one of those jumps. So let's look at the next section. It says select a way to write 3 times 4/5 as the product, so I know I need multiplication, of a whole number and a unit fraction. So this is really a vocabulary question for the most part. So we need to multiply a whole number, and remember a whole number is just any number 1, 2, 3, 4 that doesn't have a fractional piece with it. So a whole number times a unit fraction. And if we remember, a unit fraction is a fraction with a numerator of 1. Now in this particular problem, we know our numerator has to be 1 because it has to be a unit fraction. And our denominator, we don't want to change our denominator unless we have to. So our denominator was 5, we want to keep it 5. Well, the answer to this problem we got right here, 12/5. So if I want to change it into a multiplication problem with a unit fraction, how many or what whole number do I have to multiply 1/5 by to get 12/5? And yeah, you got it, 12. So this is our multiplication problem. And if you really understand the vocabulary, these two are the only possible answers because they don't use a unit fraction here. So that's one way to double check or check for reasonableness on your answer on number 12. So you got to remember that for the test. Unit fraction is any fraction with a 1 as the numerator. Okay, number 13. Yusuf wanted to give 1/3 of his total toy car collection to 2 of his friends. How many of his toy cars will he give away? Okay, so he wants to give 1/3 of his car collection to 2 of his friends. So here's a friend, here's a friend. How many of his toy cars will he give away? Well, if we're really answering just the question portion of this problem, then we know he will give away and it looks like they want 1/3 here, but they could want 2/3 but this problem isn't well written. Let me double check on this one. Okay, yeah. So they didn't write it great, in my opinion. Yusuf wanted to give 1/3 of his total toy car collection to 2 of his friends, meaning he wants to give 1/3 to each of his friends, I think is a better way they should have worded that. So if this is one friend, he wanted to give 1/3 to this friend, 1/3 to this friend, for a total of 2/3 of his car collection. Wasn't super clear in that problem. So when it says Yosef wanted to give 1/3 of his total toy car collection to each of his two friends, I think is what would have been a little more clear on that one. But our final answer, he's going to give away 2/3 of his car collection. All right, thanks again for watching. I'll see you on the next one.